Hello, and welcome back to the Reiki Gem Wellness channel. Today, we're going to be doing a guided meditation that will allow us to explore our personal chakra energy and take note of any areas that we feel might need some attention. So this is part of the first week of a 10-week chakra healing and crystal healing series. So if you haven't already watched the video, Introduction to Chakras and Crystal Healing, I'll link that in the eye above, along with the full playlist of the entire series. So this is the beginning. And we're going to go through an entire scan of our body and our chakras to see what stands out for us. And the intention of this video is that you look closely at your physical, your emotional, and your mental reactions as we go through each chakra. And we're not trying to fix anything, change it, make it perfect or anything. We're just observing. Specifically, what you'll be looking for as you go through this guided meditation is to just notice what stands out. Anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, physically, mentally, emotional, anything that makes you feel anxious, anything you feel like you're denying or intentionally pushing away, like, I don't want to think about that. It's important. Anything that you just know intellectually, yeah, I need some work on that. Physical symptoms that come up, just keep that in mind, just take note of it, and you should be writing that all down afterwards. You don't have to stress too much about remembering it, because what is important to you will stick with you at the end. This is a time to be kind of open and honest with yourself, just yourself. And I highly recommend that you take some time to journal after this scan so that you can write down anything that stands out to you, any chakras or issues that you want to work through as we go through this series. Now, this series is a 10-week series. This is the first. This is the introduction week. And then we'll be covering 9 additional chakras that we'll touch on today. And so if you're interested in going through the entire chakra system and seeing how your energy feels right now and helping improve your quality of life, then make sure to subscribe. Make sure to share this video with others. It's going to be a really exciting series, 10 weeks. Starting next week, we'll do the first one, the foot chakra, and then it'll be every other week after that. Make sure to sign up for the private Facebook group, and I'll put the link to that down below so that you can ask questions, share your experience, and guide others. Now, this is going to be a longer meditation than I usually do, so I'm not going to make the intro too long. We're going to just get right into it. So the only thing that you'll need is a comfortable seat. This is going to be about 20 minutes, about 2 minutes per chakra. We're not working with any gemstones in this video because it's just a scan of what's going on with us right now. So your comfortable seat could be on a cushion on the floor, it could be in a chair, it could be right outside on the ground, just as long as you can be alert and comfortable for that time. Now, keep in mind that you can move during this meditation. So if you start to get uncomfortable, you can shift around a bit. If you start to feel pains in your body, you do not need to be a meditation statue during this guided meditation. So if you have your journal right beside you, ready to write afterwards, and you have your comfortable seat, then let's get started. So I invite you to close your eyes and start taking some slow, deep breaths. And just breathe. Notice what it feels like for you to breathe today. Does it feel easy and smooth? or constricted. And bring your attention to those places on your body that connect to the cushion or chair or floor beneath you. And feel that connection with the ground, with the earth. And remember that you are sitting on top of the entire earth. You're sitting right over its center, and it perfectly supports you during this meditation. You have access to all of the energy of the earth, so you'll be supported and loved during this meditation. If you start to feel overwhelmed by anything during this guided chakra scan, then just come back to your connection to the earth and breathe until you feel ready to continue. And notice how your body is feeling right now. Are there any discomforts? Is it feeling relaxed? And how are your emotions feeling? Your energy, your mind, your thoughts? We're not trying to fix or change anything. We're just noticing what's going on with us right now. How are you right now? We're going to start at our foot chakras with our feet. Notice how they feel right now. Their connection with the floor beneath you. How do they feel physically? Do your feet feel numb? Do they feel tingly? Do you have pains? And consider these areas of your life as you pay attention to your feet, the energy in your feet. How do you feel about your connection to your body? How do you feel about your experience as a human being on this earth? Do you feel connected, in place? Or does it feel strange or alien to you? How do you feel about your purpose in life? Does it feel straightforward, indifferent, or does it cause you anxiety? What comes up for you as you think about those things? Then move your awareness up your legs and then to your tailbone, your sitting area. And we'll be focusing on that whole region, your legs and to your tailbone, where you connect to the cushion and the floor beneath you. How does this area feel right now? Does it feel easy to sit right here? Is there any numbness or discomfort as you sit? How do you feel when you consider your sense of safety and security in this life? Do you feel safe in your home, at work, out in the world? How do you feel about your levels of trust in your relationships, in yourself? Are you able to trust people? Are you too trusting? How do you feel about your ability to survive in this life? Do you feel like your basic needs are met, or do you worry about money or rent or work or food? Do you feel comfortable with that, or do you tend to feel that everything is scarce, that you don't have enough of something? And we'll be moving our attention from our tailbone up to our sacral chakra region, which is, it's in between, right in between your hip bones. So you may have to feel for your hip bones and then bring your thumbs or your fingers to the center, right over your reproductive area. And that's where your sacral chakra is. And notice how that feels to you physically right now. Do you tend to have achy hips or cramps? And then the areas that the sacral chakra supports are creativity. How do you feel about your level of creativity in your life? Do you feel like ideas come to you, that art is easy, that you see the beauty in life, or do you feel blocked, stagnant? How do you feel about your levels of physical energy in your life? Do you feel like it's easy to get up and go, or do you feel kind of like you're dragging throughout the day? And how do you feel about sexuality in your life? Can you connect with it? Does it feel easy and comfortable for you? Or does it make you anxious? Or do you feel like you can't get enough? Moving your attention then up to your solar plexus chakra. And this is about 1 hand width above your belly button, right over your stomach region. How does your stomach area feel right now, physically? Have indigestion, ulcers, stomach aches? With the solar plexus region, how do you feel about your sense of self-confidence and self-esteem? Do you feel good about yourself and who you are? Or do you feel pretty low on yourself? Like you could be better? How do you feel about your sense of self? Do you know who you are? Do you have a sense of what you want in this life? Do you have a sense of where you want to go, what you want to achieve? And how is your sense of motivation? Do you go for what you want? Or do you stand back and doubt yourself? Can you easily get stuff done? Or is there a sense of self-sabotage? And move your attention awareness up to your heart chakra, which is right behind your sternum in the middle of your chest, where you breathe. And how does that feel physically and energetically? Does your heart area feel heavy, like there's a stone in it? Or does it feel open? Can you breathe? How do you feel about your ability to give love and put it out there? Do you feel like you can? Do you feel like you give too much? How do you feel about your ability to receive love? Does that come easy to you? Or do you put up barriers? Do you not feel worthy of it? Do you not trust it? Are there emotional wounds that you are healing from? And they could be recent. They can be from childhood. It could be from any time in your life. Are those wounds still there and open? Or are they scarred over and do you feel numb about them? Move our attention up to the throat chakra, right there in the center of your neck, where your vocal cords are. How does that feel physically and energetically right now? Is there a tightness? Have you been coughing recently? And then how do you feel about your ability to express your opinions? Does that come easily? Does it come too much? Or do you feel uncomfortable sharing your opinions? How strong do you feel you know your personal truth? The truth about who you are and who you want to be? Do you still feel like you're denying a part of yourself? You're hiding a part of yourself? Or do you feel exactly who you are? And then How do you feel about your ability to share your authentic self just as you are with others? Do you feel self-conscious or like you need to change who you are to fit your audience and the people around you? Or are you comfortable being who you are? And move your perception then up to your third eye chakra, which is right in the middle of your forehead. It's above your eyebrows. It's right between your eyes. How does that area feel right now? How's its energy? Have you had headaches? And how strong do you feel is your connection with your intuition? Do you feel disconnected from it? Or do you feel like you intuitively know what's going on? Maybe you intuitively know what's going on with others. How strong is your sense of your gut feeling? Do you get gut feelings about situations or people in your life, or do you feel that's kind of silent? You don't receive anything. How do you feel about your ability to meditate or just sit and be with yourself? Is it uncomfortable to sit and look at your experience? Do your thoughts race? Do you constantly look for distractions, or does it make it, or do you sink in too deeply and lose connection with the world? And then bring your attention to your crown chakra, sitting right on the top of your skull. And notice how you feel physically there and energetically. Do you tend to feel scattered, out there, dizzy? How do you feel about your connection with the divine, the universe, your spirit or your angel guides? Do you feel a presence there? Do you feel connected with it? Or does that feel closed off? Do you feel alone in that sense? Can you sense your energy field, either visually or energetically or physically? Do you feel like you can imagine it or feel it? Or do you have difficulty with that? And how do you feel about your access to take in spiritual knowledge, to receive it from the divine, or when you hear about it in a class or a video? Do you feel like it's easy to understand, or do you feel kind of disconnected from that? Like it's hard to grasp? And then bring your awareness to your hands, to the middle of your palms. And how does that feel physically or energetically? Can you feel the energy in your hands? Or do your hands itch or are they achy? Like, what goes on with them? And notice, are you comfortable touching others? Are you a huggy person or not? Can you make physical contact with others? How do you feel about your connection to your source of inner healing? Are you an energy healer? Have you tried? Do you feel like when you're ill that you can access a source of inner healing and nurture yourself when you're healing? And then how do you feel about your connection with humanity? Do you feel part of this collective community? Is there empathy for others? Or do you feel kind of disconnected from the world at large and what's going on? And then bring your attention just back to your breathing. You might want to shake a little bit, but just come back to breathing and release everything that came up for you right now. And just breathe. And when you feel ready, then open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today for this chakra meditation, and I hope that you found it useful. And I suggest that right after this video is done, you take your journal and you write down anything that came up for you. Anything that felt uncomfortable, negative, anxious, any physical sensations, just anything that stood out to you. No right or wrong. Or even if there are some areas that you were like, yeah, I really need some help in this area, write it all down. Write it all down, just kind of a stream of conscious, because this will help you pinpoint those chakras that you may want to spend a little bit more time on those videos. This will give you a map and a guidepost for the series ahead. So again, I urge you to subscribe if you're not already subscribed and you want to follow along with this series. Check out the playlist. Make sure you share this video with others, because you can go through this series with friends. Get a group together and watch these videos together. Join the Facebook group. The link is below. I'd really like a lot of participation and your feedback. So feel free to share your experiences in the comments below. So thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next week when we start in with the foot chakras. Thank you.